Hey everyone, I went from the last few videos I had being completely underlit to this video being completely overexposed because I'm right in front of the window here. I don't know, is more lighting better than not enough lighting? Whatever. Anyway, just wanted to make a little video about Dismember-ing the Alamo. Yeah. So I get to go back to Alamo Drafthouse here this weekend. They opened last weekend, but they didn't have anything playing I wanted to see or hadn't already seen. But Alamo every year usually does this 4-movie surprise movie horror marathon called Dismember the Alamo. The first year I went to this was last year, where I saw 4 movies, back to back to back, and they give you little props and little trinkets, and they do little contests in the front, and it was a really fun time. Movies I saw were Dr. Phibes, Rabid, Phantasm, and Centipede Horror, and it was a fun time. I had seen Rabid before. I had never seen Dr. Phibes or Centipede Horror. I'd seen Phantasm before too, but I'm not a fan of I'm not really a fan of Phantasm. Can I talk this morning? So obviously with COVID, they didn't want to do this marathon where you stay in a in a single room for like 8 hours, only leaving when they change the props out and everything. So they're still doing the surprise horror movies, but they're spreading them out one a week. So a couple days ago, I saw that my local Alamo put up sales for... They didn't have week 1, because there's 4 movies in total, but they had 2, 3, and 4. I wasn't going to be in the area on actual Halloween day to see the 4th movie, and since the first one wasn't up, my only options were buy tickets for week 2 and week 3. Though I now see that they added week 1 to a late show tomorrow at like 10:55, and I bought the 8 o'clock show to week 2, but then when I go into my app, because the tickets for the sold-out shows are no longer showing on the main website, but when I go into app, the ticket I bought for week 2 now says week 1, though the ticket I bought for week 3 still says week 3, even though that showing was also taken down. So I don't actually know what movie I'm seeing tomorrow. Maybe it's week 1, maybe it's week 2, I don't know. But since it's fun, and since the website gave us a little bit of extra clues as far as what each movie is by giving the year and the running time, thought I'd talk about what I think these movies are going to be. And then obviously tomorrow I'm going back to the Alamo for the first time, and I'll see either movie 2 or movie 1, I don't know. And then a week after that I'll see movie 3, unless they change that. And then afterward, I'll find out through the grapevine what movie 4 was. But I thought I'd at least do a little pontificating, because it's not just my local Alamo that's doing this, it's I think almost every Alamo that's still open. I know the one in Omaha, I think, shut down, Nebraska, and I think there's a couple in the Houston, Texas area that closed down, so not every Alamo is open. They closed after the release schedule got blown up, and now with Pixar's Soul going directly to Disney Plus with no extra paywall, not much going on till December here. But my Alamo reopened, it's staying open, hopefully, at least for this month. So let's guess what the movies are. So let me throw this up here. So the first movie, it's a movie for this year, 2020, and it's 99 minutes, and the description said it was a horror comedy with a lot of practical effects. So I basically looked at what horror comedies have not been theatrically released yet, or video on demand released yet, and what is exactly 99 minutes, and I came up with the movie Psycho Goreman. This is a horror comedy from the director of The Void, a movie that had some really good gore effects, but was a little weak overall, in my opinion. It was trying to be a Clive Barker Hellraiser thing, and I appreciate the attempt. There was something lacking there, and I still can't quite put my finger on it. It might be just the camera they used to direct it. It looked too digital, if that makes sense. But Psycho Goreman, I've heard, is like a cross between Hellraiser and Power Rangers, or something along those lines. So if that is the movie I see tomorrow, that I already have tickets for, I'm looking forward to it. If it's not the movie I'm seeing tomorrow and I'm actually seeing movie 2, then I hope there's still tickets available for movie 1 tomorrow, so I can see my own little double feature there, but we'll find out. Movie 2, it says it is a criminally underseen Euro horror gem. So Euro horror usually means Italian, but it could also mean Spanish. And it's 85 minutes from 1987. So I couldn't figure out exactly what this movie is, but I have a couple of ideas. My first guess is that it could be a enema, or I'm not sure how to pronounce the Fulci film. But because some of the description, which I didn't screen cap, said that it's from the AGFA files, the American Genre Film Archive. So I also was trying to look at what movies AGFA has available for theatrical booking from 1987, and this Fulci film is on there. The other options, I think, are Dario Argento's Opera, though I'm not sure you can call that underseen, really. And then the other one is a movie called Stage Fright, which is like a slasher movie with like an owl-masked killer. By the way, I haven't seen any of those three movies. I'm still very much catching up on my Italian horror, my Argento and my Fulci. So if that is the movie I see tomorrow, and it is one of those three, I'm perfectly okay. Screening 3 says it is a new way to see a horror icon, and it basically said it is a classic that we've probably seen, but in a way we've never seen before. Now, the big guess here is that the year says 1922, and it's 94 minutes. And, there aren't many horror movies from 1922 to pick from, so I'm about 99% sure this is Nosferatu. F.W. Murnau's film. As far as a new way to see it, I don't know. Maybe it's a new 4K restoration from archival nitrate film elements. I know last year I didn't have a chance to go see it, but they did do a screening of Nosferatu at my Alamo with a live musical score accompaniment. Not a full-on orchestra or anything. The auditoriums are way too small for that. But they did do it's like some sort of like live synth scoring to it or something like that. So I don't know if they're just going to show the movie with a recording of that score, because I don't think they're going to have someone performing live with COVID and everything going on. But it could be that. It could be a new restoration. I don't know. Maybe they colorized it. Maybe they digitally did something to the frame rate so it looks regular, because a lot of silent films were overcranked, so everything looks a little bit jerky or fast motion. I don't know. And then the fourth movie, they basically just said it is a sneak preview of another intense horror movie from 2020 that has not been released yet. And this one I'm a little stumped on, because the first thing I was thinking of is, well, Saint Maud doesn't have a US release date yet, but it is getting released in the UK, so maybe it's that. But Saint Maud came in at about 10 to 11 minutes below that 95-minute runtime that it says. So then I was thinking maybe Freaky, but Freaky's more of a horror comedy, because that's opening in November, so this would be a sneak preview, but that came out at 100 and something minutes. And I was just thinking, like, what else is actually coming out this year that wasn't pushed back, like Candyman and Halloween Kills and stuff were. It's like Promising Young Woman just got a release date for Christmas, but that's also too long and not really, I don't think it would fit this particular definition. So I really could not think of what this was going to be, and I still don't have a clue. So while I'm pretty solid on what week 1 and week 3 are, or at least screening 1 and screening 3. 2, I've limited it to a couple items, though it could be some deep cut out of left field that I've never even heard of. But I can't figure out what this other 2020 film that's not a horror comedy that hasn't been released VOD or theatrically yet, because it's still a sneak preview. I don't know what else is. I couldn't think of what else. So that's my guesses for the 4 screenings. Comment below if you're going to your local Alamo to see any of these screenings and what you think they are. I'm very interested in what people's guesses for movie number 4 might be, because I don't know. I really cannot think of it. I would have hedged on St. Maud, but it's too short. Unless they have, like my friend Andrew said, maybe they added like an extra Q&A or something to it, as they are wont to do at Alamo screenings and advanced screenings. But I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it's Nosferatu in some new fashion and Psycho Goreman for 3 and 1. And then 2, it's probably one of those Italian films, Argento or Fulci or Stage Fright. I don't know. So, yeah, that was just my little thingamabob. Going back to the Alamo tomorrow night, so Maybe I'll make a little video sometime Sunday, this 3-day weekend, about the experience of going back to my favorite theater, which I haven't been to since March now, and maybe I'll end up seeing 2 movies if it really is screening 1 added after screening 2, or maybe I'm just seeing screening 1 even though I bought tickets for screening 2. I don't really care. It's seeing a surprise horror movie at Alamo. I'm happy that I at least get the chance for that, especially if they're not having the full marathon. So, thanks everybody. Talk to you later.